Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, we were. What did we discuss in the previous class?
The CSS.
What did CSS?
Types of CSS we can implement in the.
We were discussing regarding the selector forms. So we discussed regarding those selector forms. So we have basically 5 different selector forms: simple selector, class selector, generic, ID, and then the universal selectors. So I hope everybody is clear with these 5 kinds of selectors. Any doubts there? You can see here. Yeah, I'll just show you one of the examples of class selector, and then universal selector is one of the examples. See the examples over here. So what you can see here, this if the selector is if there is no specifications, directly you give the style tag, and then inside that you specify the selector and then the specifications. Then that becomes the simple selector. Now ID, we have seen, use ID and then use the hashtag, which becomes the ID selector. This in fact is also ID selector only. I can make this simple selector just by specifying this. So here, instead of this, we need to have this as class selector. So this becomes the simple selector. It becomes ID selector. We have to give ID, and then wherever, for whichever ID we want to apply the information, that becomes the specific ID, and it is to be prefixed by the hashtag. Then we have got a class selector. We have seen the class selector. We specify the class here. Class center, class left, class center. So whatever for class center, you can specify this. For whatever left, you can specify this. Then advanced version of class selector is the generic selector. So you can name the header also as class and then paragraph also as class and then dot center. No need to specify the selector name. You can just specify the name of the class. Once you specify the name of the class, it automatically applies to any of the headers. Whether it can be a header file, a header tag, or it can be a paragraph tag. Finally, you have got the universal selector. Now, universal selector, as the name itself suggests, the specifications which we have given are applied to the entire text, whether it is the paragraph, first 2 paragraphs, or the header, everywhere this particular applies. This particular effect applies. So here in this case, you can see this is the run this. You can see all the things will be in the same red color we have applied. It will be in the red color. So these are the 5 selectors. Any doubt here? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Again, very important question from examination point of view also. So you can definitely expect a question on this. So we have seen simple generic ID, and now here, okay, here I can say now here we are giving different properties and different values of for this for the text. For paragraphs, we are giving some properties. For headers, we are giving some properties. So here what happens is, so randomly we have used some of the properties, but actually we have got the lists. There are almost 60 plus properties in different categories. So all the properties, if we can specify, then we can divide them into different categories. Now again, this can be asked in the Viva. What are the different categories of properties? Now, for example, here you can see here, Color is one property, and then text align is another property. From the PPT, you can just check out here. Of color comes to this particular category, and then alignment of text. Text align comes to that particular category. Now, again, we have got align is there, and then color we have used here. And in ID selector, text align color we have used. Uh, Here you can see we are going to see this program today. You can just go through this background color, width, border, padding, and margin. These properties we have given. So here background, we come in background, then width, margin will come here in this particular category. Color will come in this particular category. Then we have seen a couple of properties in the lists. List style type is equal to disk. List type, list style type square, and so and so and so. So those properties come under list. Then we have seen the properties like fonts, font size, font variant, and all those things. Here only we can see. Now let us try to add a couple of properties here. Font font family, font size, adjust, font strength, style, variant, weight. All these properties come under the category of the fonts. If you want to see the properties of list, let's see, list item, list style image, list style position, list style type. Now, from examination point of view, list style type or list style image can be other things may not be asked because that's not specified in the syllabus which we have specified. But however, it is always on the positive side to identify ourselves and get acclimatized with the properties. So these are the properties which are associated with list. Then you have got alignment of text. So simply you can just type text here. You will see text align, text bottom, text decoration, text shadow. You have got a text top, then text transform. Of course, all these properties we are not going to use. We are going to use text align and then text bottom. Other properties we are not going to use. Text area is not a property. We are going to use it as a value for the type attribute. So a text box will be inserted over there, right? So that is one of the things. And next one is margins. Again, different properties which are associated with margin, bottom, right, top. These are the properties which are associated with margin. Then you've got the background. You can see here. You can have background attachment, color, image, position, repeat. Here we have already used the background image and color. Those two things we have already used. Color we already know. We can give the values for the colors in three types. One is RGB, one is hexadecimal, another is the proper name. Similarly, border also we have used. Border for the thickness of the table. Border bottom, color, style, width, then border left, color, style, width. Lots of border properties are available over a couple of properties. You want to use it. So now these are the properties which are associated with this. Altogether, we get 60 plus properties in all these categories. So at the end of this particular chapter, I will share with you the complete list of properties and also where they are used. What are the values for those properties? But keep in your mind, these are the overall categories where the properties are. Okay. So here, in this case, when the properties and values are used, these are the some of the points which you're supposed to remember. They are not case sensitive, so you can give in any case. Number can be decimal values. For example, font size. Here, that means what is the meaning of the first point? You can say color. You can give color. It doesn't make any difference. That's what it says. That is the first point. They are not case sensitive. The number can be integer. Now, in some of the examples, we have given font size. Here only we can give. What is this one? Font size, then colon 20. Now you can give 20.8 also. That's what they say, the specific values. However, one point remember, some browsers do support, some browsers do not support. So accordingly, you have to check out. Some browsers round it off. And the length value can be specified in abbreviations. For example, this is stands for millimeter, then pixels, then points, centimeter, and then PC points percentage, and then X. X stands for the uh, proportionate value. If 1 is the normal size, 10x means 10 times the normal size. You can specify like that. So any of these values you can give. You can give 12px, 7pt, and then 12mm, or anything like this. So you can give, for example, you have given 20, you can give 20px, 20pc, you can give 20pt, you can give, or simply 20, you can leave it as it is. 20mm can be given, 20cm can be given. So like this, any of the points, 20x also can be given. 20x means 20 times the size of the normal size. That value can be used. And also the percentages can be used. 200%. We can say 20%. I think in frames we have used this. Screen size, 20% of the screen size. That also you can use. That one you can specify over. Understood this? Very simple questions. And again, they can ask this particular question for 5 marks. What are the general characteristics of a particular property value page? So first thing to remember is the property values are divided into different types, and then you have got these characteristics. Again, URL names can be used for external links. So as you can see here, for example, I think we used it in the external style sheet. Let's check out with this. An example for the external CSS. Now here, you can see here, external style sheet. Now here, suppose if this external CSS file is not in the same system, same folder, it is in some other, there are templates which come over the same folder, then what you can do is, you can give the address. Suppose if it is in the local drive, you can give the local drive address. Imaginary address I am giving. Suppose this particular CSS file is in some other web page. You can give that particular web page fontscope.com. My style sheet CSS. That's what you can specify. That's what it says. You are supposed to give the URL for the external file so that you can give. Then color properties can be given in, as we have seen, color is equal to blue can be given, or color is equal to some hexadecimal value can be given, or color is equal to RGB can be given. Now I think RGB we have not seen. Let us try one example with this. Let this be like this only. Now here we are supposed to do this. Some values we are supposed to pass. You can say 200. 250. Third one can be say 190. Some random values. Let me pass on and check if this works. Remember, all the specified things are browser specific. Let's try to run this. See here, this is the color combination for the colors which we have given. Now, if you want only this 55, 0, and this one 0. Now, can somebody find or can somebody predict which color we are going to get?
Red.
Red.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Because this stands for the red, this stands
RGB.
for the green, and this stands for the blue color. So we're going to get the RGB, red color. You're going to have a red color. Accordingly, you can make some changes over here. So this can be 0. Now this will be a green color. Refresh this, you'll get green color. Similarly, you can specify the color of blue also. Here, now it will come. Comma and then blue color. In between, you can give any combination. Now remember this, the range should be between 0 to 255. It cannot cross 255. So 256 colors are there. So the total number of colors are 256 pixels. So 0 to 255. So if you give anything above 255, that particular value will not be. So you can give, suppose for example, I give this as 255, 255. Can somebody tell me what will be the color? If you mix all the colors together, what is going to happen? Can anybody predict? What is the combination of mixing of all the colors? Okay,
Black.
if you remove all the colors, it will be black. If you add all the colors, it will be white.
White.
Yes. So you can see here, although the text is being displayed, but since the color combination is white, background is also white, we are not getting that particular thing. So what I'll do is I'll just change this little bit, then we'll see some, if you can see text, some kind of a text is coming over. Just make this 0, and so those you can just try out with different color combinations. See, pink color, kind of a pink color is a combination which where red does not exist, and then you have got complete red and then complete blue and green does not exist. And similarly, suppose if we have moved this, and then if you remove all the colors, then that particular color will be of black combination. So values will be of black combination. Color will be. So you can get innumerable number of colors for this. So that is what it says. So RGB, so hexadecimal we have seen. Then you can specifically name color, or you can given this particular format also. So although they say the font size is 16, but anyhow it changes. But default font size is 16, but it depends upon the browser. Every browser has got its own typical. Okay, again, 5 marks question which can be asked. Explain the different types of font properties. So you can see font family, Arial, Havletica, Futura, and Sans Serif. For example, here, let us use this. This is again font family. Specify this, and then what is the values? Arial, you have got Havletica. You have try with Havletica font and check if this works. Run this. See, this is the Havletica. Let us try to change this from Havletica to Arial. Save this. I hope you notice the change in the font style. Let us give another one, sans serif. This is the value which we can give for the sans serif. run this. See, this is the sans serif. Now what we'll do is note down the changes. We will have refresh rather than the. Now what I have done is, as it is sans serif. I'm changing this to Havletica. I can see this is the Havletica. Like this, you can have multiple fonts. Font sizes we already have seen. Font variant, normal and small caps. So you can just specify here the font variant. Then you can say those properties you can small caps. Specify over here. You get this kind of a font in case font variant as small caps. Then you have got font style italic and oblique. Font variant property. The property was font style. Font style. So I just give this as italic. So concerned font will be of the italic. See, this will be italic. Similarly, what are the remaining properties? Font weight, bold, bolder. Here only. Just change. Let me change the property value and then font weight. So here, so we have made it bold. Make this as bold. You can see everything will be the bold font. Alternatively, what you can do is we can use this particular property. So if everything we want it in a single type, all the font things we want it in a single line, then we can specify like this. Use a font property, and then this is for font weight, this is for the font size, this is for the font family. So you can give font variant also, font style also, you can specify over there. Everything at once you can specify. Here, those changes are changed. Here only, if you add italic, you can specify with this also. Cannot be used when merged together. It's a separate entity. Let us try to change this from Times New Roman. We'll have this as what? Let's check out in case if this works out. So some of the fonts will work out. So ideally what you can do is you can specify separately in case if it doesn't work out together. Some of the properties work, some of the properties do not work. So here, if it works fine, otherwise you can give it separately over there. So these are the properties which are associated with the font. Then you have got the other properties which are also related to font. Line through, overline, underline, etc. So you can specify this here. Say, let us try to give underline and find out in case it's supported. Give it separately rather than giving it part of this. That is to be given separately. So what you're supposed to give here, the property name, that is line through specify this. So as specified earlier, some of the properties are supported, some not. So in such cases, need not worry. If it is not supported, then the effect will not come over. So that is one of the things. Then list is also the next one. You can see here now. So font properties we have seen, the list properties. Next one, list style type we already have seen. Circle, square, none. List style image. We want to insert an image there in the list. Then you can use this particular property and specify the name of the image as the value. Then this also we have seen list style type, decimal, alphanumeric, upper alpha, and so on. And start property also we have seen. I hope everybody remembers this. Any doubt here? We have used those properties before when we covered the list topic. I hope you remember, and there is no doubt as such. Yes.
Yes, sir, no doubt.
So everybody remembers list. Again, this is something which is going to be asked. I hope there is no doubt here. Shall I continue? The next one.
Yes, sir, continue.
So you can enter your attendance. As a part of this, that is CSS. The next one is the box model. So this is what we studied now. Style specification formats we have seen, selector forms, property value forms we have seen, property and the respective values. Just now we saw the font properties. Just now we saw the list properties. Color we have seen. Then alignment of text, color and alignment of text. Color we have seen, alignment of the text we're going to see now as a part of the box model. So then box model is there, how to insert a background image, only one simple property, background hyphen image. Use it and then conflict level. Now let us focus on this box model as a okay, I'll continue. Anyhow, 10 minutes are there. I'll just continue the box model, and in case if it disconnects, the remaining part I'll continue in the next class. Now here, go through this one again. Couple of times this was asked for the 10 marks. Very simple, very easy. Now what we're supposed to do is just have a look at this particular diagram. This one, the content part will be the text. So whatever data area you enter, that will be the text. Now padding part will be the distance between the text and the border. If I have to show this here. Now, for example, here, hello world is the text. Then there is a imaginary box, which is covering rectangle, which is covering this particular text. The distance between the box and the text is the padding part. So this is the box. If we draw a border, then that box will come. If we specify the border property, that box will come. Otherwise, that box will not come. Here in this case, the distance between the text and the border of that particular text is called as the padding part. Then This is the border of that particular text, which is there in this part is the border of that particular text. And then the distance between the screen and the border is called as margin. So we have properties related to this particular thing. So we have properties related to content, then padding, then border, and then I'll repeat this once again. Three things to remember. One is the screen border, which is called as the screen. Directly, we'll call it a screen. Then the text border. The distance between the text border and the screen border is called as the margin. And then the distance between the content of the text and its border is called as the padding. So for all these things, we have got a property. Those properties together are called as properties of the box model. So here you can see a very simple things. Border top style, border bottom style, border left style, border right style. The values taken are dotted, dashed. Now I will show you this with the example of a table because we have got a border for table. Let me open up table example. Examples related to give me a minute to the program. Let me take one example of this. Simple table program. Let us take here. We have a table which we already have seen and worked on. We run this. See this one. This is our table. This is the code for width is equal to 200%. Let us make it 20%. Yes. This is our table. What this is border style. For the border style, there are different properties. Border top style, border bottom style, or simply you can use border style. If you use border style, it applies to all the borders. Otherwise, individually for top, side, right, and other things, we can use. How to use this? What we'll do is we'll have a style type. We'll use this style type. Style type. Now here we'll use the selector. What is our selector here? Table is our selector because we want to apply the property to our table. In our table, what is the property that they have specified? Border style. Say border. What are the values taken by that one? Dotted, dashed, and double. First, let us try with dotted. So for table selector, we have used this particular style. Now remember, you can give here also the border style property. You can give it here also, or in the document level CSS also. Style is equal to dotted. Now here is our program. The style got changed. Dotted was there. You can see dotted border. What is the second value? Dash. So let's change this to dashed. Refresh this, you can see this is the dash format. There was some slight change over there. Then the last one is double. See, this is the double one. Now here, what we can do is we can customize this to individual this one. So what we can do is border top style is equal to double. For the other one, we'll give a different one. Bottom style. We'll give this as dash. So you can see top will be having a different format, and then this will be top will be having a different format, and then the bottom will be having a different format. Similarly, you can give it for the right and left also. Right separately also you can give, or you can give individually also. Left one and then right. I hope you understood this one. What is the border and border side? Similarly, width is also there. Border width, thin, medium, and length. This as width, border width. Next line. Okay. Here, border width is equal to thick. One is thick, and then the other one is this. So here we'll remove this for the time being. See, all the borders, the thickness to the level of thick. So here you can give top, you can give bottom, you can give right, and you can give left. So only that particular part will be here. Now top I have given this one. Understood? Here, any doubts? Thin, medium, and
No, sir.
you can give it as a length also. Similarly, you can give the colors. Same property you can give over here. Same border color, any particular color you can specify over there. See, this particular color. Border color is equal to blue. Since we have specified top, this specify over there. You can see all the color is in blue, entire color for